It was a moment skeptics and haters thought would never come. Exonerated dancehall music superstar Vybz KarTeL released from prison. Now he's free and free to speak, and he's talking only to Fox 5 News in this exclusive first interview. Vybz KarTeL is called the king of dancehall music by fans around the world. On July 31st, 2024, he walked out of the Tower Street Adult Correctional Facility in Kingston and did not look back. He spent nearly the last 13 years of his life doing hard time for a murder he always insisted he did not commit. First of all, how are you feeling?
The feeling of just being free is an amazing feeling. Lisa, it's so surreal. I have to pinch myself just to see that I'm awake.
At times, his case had looked hopeless, but no matter how harsh the prison conditions, he never gave up. Neither did his attorney, Isaac Buchanan, who waged fierce and focused legal battles, eventually convincing the highest courts in Jamaica and the UK to throw out the verdict and order his release.
Hard work and dedication, we believed in ourselves, and we had help inside and outside, especially you, Lisa. You pushed the case to the world.
On July 31st, while many were glued to the Jamaica Court of Appeal live feeds, KarTeL says he was on the phone talking with Saddam.
She was like, babe, I'm on my way to get you. And then when the verdict was read, she's like, baby, you're free.
KarTeL tells me he wrote hundreds of songs while in prison. Less than 24 hours after he got out, his new 12-track mixtape, called First Week Out, was released.
We have albums worth of songs. So a lot of writing about the situation, not about the situation, like a plethora of lyrics.
For now, the focus is on reconnecting with family members and recovering from the health problems that put his life on the line.
Before I go, I just want to say to the fans, thank you for the love. Thank you for being there by my side, my extended family. Thank you for having faith in me.
KarTeL tells me he's looking forward to regular medical care to reverse the Graves' disease he suffers from, which causes some physical disfiguration and strengthen his heart. In prison, his personal physician could only visit him once every 3 months. His goal now is to regain his health and be back on stage before the end of the year.
For this made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
What it do, people? You're now tuned in.
Popovich.
Popovich
TV.
TV.
Oh yeah.
We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To everybody else, you already know. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game cuz Vybz KarTeL, he just was released from prison a couple days ago. I think I want to say like 1 or 2 days ago. Home after, when he got locked up, 2011, so like 13, 14 years, which is a long fucking time, right? Especially to be like in the, I was about to say a third world country, but I won't do Jamaica like that. Jamaica, Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, and my first time going out to Jamaica was in February. One of my cousins and them, they were celebrating their birthday. We had a blast. I had a blast. Put some of the footage up on see me on the jet skis and shit, right? And we had a good time out there. But I'm only saying that, you know, when you hear certain things about other countries that's not America, and this is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Police be tripping now. You know, for all you know, the red, white, and blue, and the Dems and the Repubs, and, you know, and the police brutality, which is very, very true, the systemic racism, and, you know, this and that, and, you know, it's racial, man. Martin Lawrence, I'm telling you, right? And all those things are true, even though I'm being funny, but I'm not. When you hear about other countries, you know, that's not America. They're not ran like America. They don't operate like America. Some pros, that's good, and some cons may be bad. But you hear, you know, in those prison systems out there in Jamaica or other places, it's not the best. And here it's not the best either. You're going in a shithole cell, make no mistake about it. The food is shit, right? And the guards is shit. And you know, and the people that you're around, for the most part, most of them is shit. Most of them is the lowest of the low. And as K.O. Smitty would say, scum of the earth, right? But you hear Jamaica is foul, like little hole in the wall you're getting water out from, and you know, it's just not like here, right? And so his health was bad. I think he had Graves' disease, which led to some thyroids and some other type of hormones being in his body, and a few other ailments, unfortunately, right? So this is supposed to be part of the reason why they released him. But he got locked up in 2001, right, for allegedly, maybe kind of sort of, we're going to put that on this. Him and 3 other people, so he had 3 co-defendants for killing Chaz Lizard Williams. And in 2015 was convicted, got sentenced. got convicted, and then boom, you know, all of a sudden, you know, the Court of Appeals find no reason to retrial after they overturned it. So he got out, you know, in the picture that's spinning around, one of the first things I looked at, we're talking about Vybz KarTeL, is the bottle of champagne. I don't know if that was just for the photo op, like popping champagne, oh, pop champagne, like you just came home, and y'all know I often play on the channel, like that feeling, that's definitely one of those feelings. If you've been locked up, and now you come home, whether it's on the pill, whether it's a technicality, whether you did your whole stretch and you stood 10 toes down and you stood on business and you came home. It's that feeling, hitting the numbers, getting married to the love of your life, having your first child, getting that degree after you work and bust your ass for it. All those things is that feeling. Hitting head cracks back to back to back on them, then follow that up with a triple ding ding. That's trips, by the way. That feeling. Then you cut the bank. Yeah, kid, that feeling. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe he had the bottle in his head for that. I don't know, but when you say like, damn, your health is not the best. So why are you know what I mean, going straight to the, you know what I mean? And again, I don't know if that's the photo op. I don't know if he a heavy drinker, if he just want to soak the moment up or what have you. But it didn't look good. A lot of people are talking about it. But I do want to talk about it in the sense of, he claimed innocence. I don't know if he did it or not. I wasn't there. Obviously, he took it to trial. He lost. Then they overturned it, so maybe he is all the way innocent. Put out a lot of hit songs. 2015 on the conviction. 2016 after his conviction. The Fever song, Fire. The Summertime, oh, here we go. Summertime in the boom boom. Like, put out a lot of songs, and a lot of people you know, it's got a lot of followers. That post is spinning in the clip, as I like to say. Millions of people done viewed it already. And supposed to be, you know, a bad boy, etc. And, you know, did a lot of things. Again, I don't know if these things are true or not. You know, what's the end game now? Obviously, your health is not the best, so you assume that you want to, you know, get all the treatment you could get now that you're outside, breathe fresh air. I believe he's married, spend time with your wife. I don't know if you was able to get you know, visits in Jamaica, as far as conjugal visits, and you could bust some cheeks open. I don't know. I didn't Google that. You can let me know in the comments. But I'm sure he want to spend time with his family and, you know, things of that. But, you know, when people come home from murder and they celebrate it, etc., and, you know, it's the whole hood culture, if you will. I get it. I'm not going to dive deep into it. We get it. We know that people that come home from the penitentiary, you know, whether it's murder, robbery, you was about that life, and you stood 10 toes. People revere you, you know what I mean? As opposed to you coming home from the Army, the Navy, college, getting a 4-year degree, going back and getting your mat or whatever. You know what I mean? People in our community, for whatever reason, hold them to a higher regard. But the flip side of that is, whether he did it or not, talking about Vybz KarTeL, is the family. It's the family of the deceased. The people who, you know, lives is still devastated, who's still living through, you know, whatever situation where they lost their loved one. Dealing with that pain, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't go away. 11 years, 10 years, you know, depending on who it is. The pain of losing a loved one, especially in a tragic manner. Now, I was about to say, if that person was in the streets doing a lot of crazy shit, you might could be like, he was killing people too, so it was bound for him to get popped. It may not hurt, but for the people whose family that is, of course it's still gonna hurt. Even though they was out running them up, causing pain, putting in pain, as they say, it still hurts. But for, you know, I think the brother, mother, Williams, Lizard Williams, Clive Williams, who allegedly they supposed to have killed, they don't want them free. You don't want them coming home. You don't want them to be able to have life now. You want them to rot in prison, to rot in jail. You don't want them to see the daylight no more. And I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at them for feeling that way. Now, if he's innocent, obviously, then you know, the anger and the pain or the revenge factor is misplaced. He got convicted, then it got overturned years later. You know what I'm saying? But again, was able to release hit songs, hit music, revered by a lot of people. Obviously, a dancehall icon and a legend. And I'm sure he's gonna make probably more music if he made and put out music from prison. We see Tory Lanez, not really a topic, but you know, he just put out a post. I posted it up on my stories on YouTube, on Instagram too. I think you see he like, yo, every Friday we're gonna be releasing new music, and I cracked the code. He always cracking the code. We'll see if it turns out to be hits. Like we keep coming back with more and more hits, more and more hits. We'll see if it turned out to be some hits. But Vybz KarTeL, we know he got some hits. But y'all know who it is. Popovus from Popovus TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.